Hey, Bonham Church. Pastor Robbie here with you again. You're probably getting tired of my face a little bit, so I promise we'll change it up a little bit. We'll get Pastor Jim on these videos, and we'll get other faces before you to reflect and plan and to dream and to present devotional material for you all. So it won't be just me. So that's coming. The other thing you'll notice is I got a little face mask on here. Spider-Man. Spider-Man, of course, but you'll also notice that I'm here in the office. And so we have begun the reopening process, and it's starting first with staff being voluntarily able to be in the office. And we're very concerned about keeping people safe here. That's a really high priority for us, and we're going to continue to try to do that well. And so some of you may be wondering, can I come into church? Can I start having my Bible study at church? Can we come in and visit or say a prayer in the sanctuary? And sadly, the answer right now for that is no. No, we can't have it open to the public or to our members at this point as we continue to try to maintain safe protocols, both for our working staff, but also to watch the trends in our city and beyond for health. So right now we are not open. The campus is not open for anybody other than staff. But something to put on your calendar that we are aiming for and planning for is July the 12th. July the 12th is an opportunity for us that we're gonna reopen our church doors and have worship in here on site. So in-person worship restarting on July the 12th. That's something for you to look forward to. So we'll give you a lot more details of what that looks like, and we're sorting through that right now as we speak. But keep that in mind. The other thing I want to take a moment to do is just continue to walk through step by step the language and model that we've established as a session and as a church of inviting everyone to hear and respond to God. That's the model, that's the message, that's what we're aiming at. That's the church that we want to be and be at the very core of who we are. I want to give you a little iteration of how it developed so that you know how we kind of thought through it and how we reached the point that we are right now, or the language that we landed on right now, I should say. And we started with the model of hearing and responding. We pretty quickly realized that is a core basic principle and model and image of a disciple's life, hearing and responding to God, hearing and responding to God in all that we do. But we wanted to integrate, we felt that it wasn't a fully focused, fully formed vision for the kind of discipleship we want to be doing here at this church. And primarily because it didn't have the outward focus that we believe that the New Testament draws us towards. And really the entire Bible, not just the New Testament, but from cover to cover, really in the Bible, we find that God is an invitational God. Some of the language you might be more familiar with is calling. God called Abraham. God called Moses. God called the prophets. Calling is just another word, and many times that just fits that idea of invitation. God is calling us. God is inviting us into something new. And so he's inviting us as a church. We want to be invited to our next steps with God, but we also want to be inviting that person in our lives who maybe doesn't know God in a real way at this stage of their life. So it's an invitation based on the invitation and calling of God on each of our lives. And so we said, okay, that outward focus needs to be in there. So invitation started to land there. But we also recognize that it's not just for a select specific people, the right kind of people, the people that we're familiar with, or the people that we're comfortable with, or even the righteous people, even the good people are not who God is inviting to the table. I mean, they're invited, but there are also many, many others. And so the language of everyone. We want everybody in our pews. We want everybody outside in Chesterfield and beyond to feel that invitation of God, the calling of God to hear from him and to respond with their life for him. So we started with hearing and responding, but we knew that the call of God was bigger than just here in this church, just our own individual callings and invitations from God. It's for the whole world. God is for the whole world, and so he's calling people from every tribe and every tongue and every nation to himself for his purpose, for the glory of his name in the world. We want to be a church that's inviting, responding, hearing, and we want to be a church that's for everyone to hear that invitation. So early on, we said hearing, responding, and then very quickly we realized we want to include the invitation for everyone. Now, obviously important note, not everybody responds to God. Not everybody hears that invitation and joyfully responds to that. But that's not our deal. That's not our concern. Our concern is to joyfully join God in that invitational process, taking the next steps of our own while calling others to join in the party with us, so that we can march together hand in hand towards the glorious future that God is calling us to. So I just invite you to lean into that and continue to lean into that, to be a church where we are inviting everyone to hear and respond to God. We love you guys. We're excited for the future, and we cannot wait to see what God does with us next. God bless.